Uh-huh. Ooh, uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah. Rest assured, Miss Open is fire. Daily categories lifting you higher. Pull up, jump out, open the door. Stay in the know is what we're here for. Non-stop news with traffic jams is true. Join the ride, make it do what it do. Opinionated news is here for you. Hot topics dropping, always something new. Stop by the station, speak your mind. Become a traffic jam and leave the noise behind. Opinionated news is the place to be. Hot topics firing, come and join me. I'm Miss Open, ready to claim wealth. Dropping news and gems like I never left. Views that matter, each voice is heard. Let's jam this traffic and spread the word. Discussion's top tier, put your clutch in gear. Buckle up, I'm driving the news all day, every day, getting to the views. Yeah. Opinionated news is here to stay. So beep beep, now get out the way. Remember Miss Open and opinionated news is fire. Like and subscribe to become a traffic jammer. Miss Open is fire. Daily categories lifting you higher. Pull up, jump out, open the door. Stay in the know is what we're here for. Non-stop news with traffic jams is true. Join the ride, make it do what it do. Opinionated news is here for you. Hot topics dropping, always something new. Yes, I'm Miss Open, ready to claim wealth. Dropping news and gems like I never left. Views that matter, each voice is heard. Let's jam this traffic and spread the word. Discussion's top tier, put your clutch in gear. Buckle up, I'm driving the news all day, every day, getting to the views. Opinionated news is here to stay. So beep beep, now get out the way. Remember Miss Open and opinionated news is fire. Like and subscribe to become a traffic jammer. As you spend it all, never looked ahead. Maxed out my card, living in the red. But then I learned a secret I can't ignore. Credit's more than just a number, it's your financial score. Credit where it's due, gotta build it right. Pay on time, keep your balance light. From car loans to a new home view, they're checking your score before they say I do. So credit where it's due. Yeah, it's all on you. 30% is how much you should use. Don't close old accounts or you might lose. Mix it up, some cards, a loan or two. Long history helps your numbers shine through. Hard inquiries, don't go wild. Too many hits and your score gets riled. But steady as you go, watch your credit rise. You'll be mortgage ready with dollar signs in your eyes. Credit where it's due, gotta build it right. Pay on time, keep your balance light. From job checks to a rent review, it follows you around like a credit tattoo. So credit where it's due. Yeah, it's all on you. It's your financial phase in the world today. So treat it with care and don't delay. Credit where it's due, your money IQ. The future looks bright when your credit shines through.
On tonight's segment of Open Nose, Stocks and Crypto, let's talk about mastering your credit. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to Opinionated News. I'm Miss Open. Come in, we're always open. Sunday through Friday. Typically, you'll find me here from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. But tonight, I'm here at 5 p.m. trying to get the Money Monday segments out a little earlier. At the moment, I don't have anyone watching this live, but it's okay. Someone will come and watch this replay, and I do appreciate it. So today, I'm just going to talk about credit. Credit is important. A lot of people in our community overlook the importance of credit, but credit is very important, and that's our way to financial freedom for those that are not making enough cash. Credit can lead you to financial freedom. I know firsthand. Now, I've had good credit, I've had bad credit, I've had good credit again, I have bad credit. Currently, right now, I am currently struggling with my credit. But the good thing about myself is I know how to work credit to get my credit back where it needs to be. So I had some financial struggles probably back in December, January, February, which led me to messing my credit up. So now that I'm in the process of refixing my credit, I know the proper way to do that. And so I'm just going to drop a few gems, a little couple of tools that you all can use to get your credit better if you're not in a good place with your credit. A lot of people in our community are afraid to do credit based on all the myths that they have been heard about credit. Well, the myths that they have heard are basically untrue. The things that they have heard normally comes from someone who has mismanaged their credit, who did not take their credit seriously. Now, we're going to start with credit history. Your credit history is very important. A lot of us have student loans, and we have those student loans from 10, 20 years ago. If it's still on your credit and they have not been removed, that's most likely your longest credit history. Now, some people want to get those removed. Well, as for myself, I want my credit, my student loans to stay on my credit. I keep deferring them because I technically am in poverty. So I keep deferring them, but that keeps my credit history because my first loan with a student loan was back in 2001. No, I'm sorry, 2002. So it looks like I've had established credit for 23 years, which is actually true. Now, when I was younger and I did have good credit, because I started out with good credit, we'll take you back there. Back in 2001, I was only probably 17, maybe 16, hadn't turned 17 yet. My sister had good credit, so she decided that she would put me on her bank account. By her putting me on her bank account and her keeping her credit and everything together, when I turned 18, I was able to establish my own credit, and it was great. So at 18, for those of you, if you missed my testimonial last night, you'll know that I've been on my own since I was 16. Well, at 18, I finally decided, hey, I'm going to establish my credit. I needed some furniture for my new apartment. So I went and I got a furniture account. I paid my furniture account off. I'm not sure, maybe within the year that they told me to, but I paid every payment on time. By me paying every payment on time, it increased my score. Not sure, and that was my only line of credit at that time. So I'm not sure what my credit score was, but I do remember shortly after paying off that furniture, I needed a loan. So I went to a loan company and they did my paperwork. They said, hey, you have A1 credit, Miss Open. We would like to offer you $1,000. For me, I'm 18 years old. $1,000 in 2001, that's going to take me a long way. So I took that loan. Well, of course, if you all know who I was back then, if you listen to my testimony, you will know that I was smart, but I was also not so smart. So that same day, because I knew I had A1 credit, I ran my little behind down to another loan company. Oh, Miss Open, you have A1 credit. We'd like to offer you a loan today. I think they only gave me probably 700, 800. Ooh, so now I got $1,700 in my pocket. I just got me 2 loans. Guess what Miss Open did? She took her little grown behind right back down there to another loan company, all in one day. Yes, in one day, and got another loan. Ooh, Miss Open, you have A1 credit. They gave me a couple more dollars. Now, what Miss Open did wrong, remember, Miss Open was only 18 years old. Miss Open, what she did wrong was she did not pay those loans back. So that A1 credit that I had went down to the dumps. No longer had a good credit score. From 18 up until I was about 25, I struggled with credit just based on those 3 loans. Those 3 loans alone. I hadn't established anything else. All I had done was brought some furniture, which got my credit up good. Went and took out 3 loans, didn't pay them back, which got my credit down bad. But also during that time, I also enrolled in college, which gave me student loans. So those student loans, being that I was in school every month, they would report. So they helped me build my credit up a little bit. Well, by a couple of years later, credit's still stable. And when I say stable, maybe high 500s, early 600s, stable. Not good enough to buy a home. For those that don't know, you need a 620 credit score to get a home loan. So not good enough to get a home loan, but good enough to still apply for certain things. So that leads me to where I fast forward when I really learned about what credit would do and the power of credit. And I was about 34, 35 when I decided, it was during the pandemic time, a little before the pandemic, that I decided, hey, I'm going to get my credit back right. And so, well, actually, I'm going to take you back. 2018, I had a good credit score, maybe 640. I got it back up, maybe a 640. Well, I was in bed one day and I was like, hey, let me check my credit score. I wake up, I check my credit score. That 600 was down to a 480. Student loans had came and took 200 points from me. Why? Because I didn't keep up and defer my loan payments. Had I deferred my loan payments, every month they would have reported, I would have still had my 200 credit score. So now my credit score, literally, I believe the number was 493 in 2018. Well, fast forward to 2020. I decided, hey, I'm going to fix my credit and I'm going to do the right thing. So what I did, I applied for Self. Self is a credit repair kit online that you can, what they do is they look at your credit, all your history, and they give you an amount. They say, hey, you're going to pay, my amount was $35 a month. Pay $35 a month for the next 2 years. We're going to put it in a savings account for you. Of course, they're going to take something out. And at the end of those 2 years, we'll send that money back to you, or you can get it in a Self credit card. So I did that. I paid my 35. Well, they took the 35 out of my account every month for 2 years. At the end of those 2 years, I had a $742 check that came back to me. But my credit score also increased about 80 points throughout that time. In addition to me doing Self, I also enrolled in Kickoff. Kickoff was like, hey, we're going to give you $11. We're going to put it in the wallet for you. Every month you come and click, you're going to take $1 out, and we're going to report it to all 3 of the major credit bureaus. Great. And that's what they did. For every month I would click, and now credit went up a little more. So by the time 2021 came, your girl had a 688 credit score, all from doing the right thing. I ended up paying all my loans on time. I made sure my student loans were deferred. I did everything that I was supposed to do to make sure that my credit could get back where it was supposed to be. Now that I was at the 688, credit card companies all out of everywhere. Hey, we want to give you this. You can get 1,000. You can get 2,000. You can get 500. They were like, Oprah, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. I'm like, hey. So, but now I was smart enough to know how to manage that credit. So at that time, I took on 9 credit cards. 9. But I was not using all 9 of those credit cards. the way I would use those 9 credit cards. Hey, I'm going to use this one credit card. This is going to be my lunch card. I'm just going to swipe it for $7. The $7 that I spent, I'm going to put back on my card. This credit card is going to be for gas. The $20 that I put in gas, I'll just put it, the cash that I was going to use, I'll just put it on that card. And that's how I was able to maintain my good credit score. Well, life happened, of course. Once life happened, Miss Open is now back to a horrible credit score. I don't even know what the number is. I don't want to check it anymore. But what I do know is that through my hard work, my knowledge of credit worthiness, I will have my credit score back up and running by 2026. Now we're almost midway into 2025. So you're like, hey, Miss Open, how are you going to do that? How are you going to get your credit score all the way from it's probably in the high 400s right now. How are you going to get it from the high 400s all the way to the 620 that you used to have? Well, I used to have a 688. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be diligent. I'm going to dispute some of my loans and my credit cards and things because some of that stuff that had happened to me was personally not my fault. So I'm going to dispute a few things. I'm going to also make sure whatever my student loans, because I just completed school in August of 2024. So I had to redefer my loans from after 6 months. Once you get out of college, you want to redefer your loans or start making payments if you're in that tax bracket where you have to pay. Get the minimum payment. Pay them every month. You're going to keep your credit on top. On top of what else I'm going to do, I'm going to re-enroll in Kickoff. I'm going to re-enroll in Self, in any other credit bureau that can help me get my credit back on top. You can do the same too. Now for credit, if someone gives you a credit card, let's just say you get a $1,000 credit card. For that $1,000 credit card, the most our community, but hey, I got $1,000. I can spend my $1,000. That's not how it goes. They only want you to spend to maintain decent credit. You can only spend 30% of your credit limit. So being that the credit limit is $1,000, every month you don't want to spend any more than $300. But you also want to make sure you can either pay the full $300 back, or you can at least pay that minimum payment. Minimum payment may be $20. It may be $25. Whatever it is, you want to make sure every month that you're paying. But if you can afford to put that $300 back that you used, put it back. You'll see the increase. I know I don't have anyone here. I have people coming in and out, maybe one person, but I'm going to continue to tell you all about credit and how it can benefit you. Now, if you're planning on getting a car, you need a car loan. You want to make sure you have a loan. Granted, if your credit score is low, you're going to have a high ARP or APR. Y'all know I got dyslexia a little bit. If y'all don't know now, you know. But you're going to have a high interest rate. We're going to say that. The better your credit score is, the lower your interest rate. But when you do get that car loan, you will, of course, want to pay that car loan on time. Paying on time is the essential to maintaining good credit. Staying up under 30% is the essential to maintaining good credit. Now, I'm sorry, I may be rambling you all, but I have not made a guideline. I just know what I'm talking about. So at the end of the day, if you want to fix your credit, start today. That is my plan for myself in the next 5 years, is to maintain my credit, get it back up, maintain it, and I will be able to survive off of credit for the next few years if you do the right thing. Now, when I take you back, when I told y'all I had those 9 credit cards, the 9 credit cards I had maybe collectively were probably about a 12 to 15,000 limit amongst all of those. Now, because of my situation that I had to swipe a card. I had a major situation going on, you all, and I was unable to maintain that credit. I was not able to put that money back. I probably swiped that card for $200 and it had a $400 limit on it. So now I'm at 50%. So they started reporting to the credit bureaus, hey, she ain't paying. Every time you don't pay, they're going to report. That's going to give you a negative remark on your credit score. You do not want any negative they may say derogatory remarks, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that is the correct term that you will see on your credit report. But you don't want any negative or derogatory remarks on your card, because when creditors, when you do go apply for a line of credit, they're going to see that. Now, it's a difference. I just want to let you all know it's a difference between pre-approval and approval. Pre-approval is normally a soft inquiry, not going to affect your credit. They're just seeing where you are and if they can approve you. Now, when you push to approval, approval meaning, hey, we took an inquiry off. That's a hard inquiry. You may lose a point or two by them running your credit. But if you get the loan, the credit card, the car payment, the mortgage loan, whatever it is, and you pay it on time, through time, your score is going to increase. But that hard inquiry is going to stick around. Hard inquiries normally stick around up to 2 years. Up to 2 years. And so if you apply for anything and you're denied the first time, most likely you're going to be denied for somewhere else, and somewhere else. So I would advise, once you get that one hard inquiry and you were not approved, do not apply for any more credit at that moment, because that's just going to deduct a couple of more points off of your credit score. And you're trying to increase your credit score. So you do not want to do anything to take away from your credit. That's why I was telling you all about the student loans. If you have a student loan and that is your longest credit history, you may want to keep that student loan on your credit report. Find out how to defer it. Find out how to make your payments, because that's going to make you look like you're credit worthy. No one wants to, like for me right now, if someone looked at my credit report, they're going to be like, hey, she's not credit worthy, which I know I am credit worthy in my mind. I am going to pay, but I had some mishaps that happened with life. Sometimes life get to life, and that caused my credit to decrease. And so by that happening, now it's leaving me in a difficult position. But being that Miss Open knows credit, Miss Open is going to be okay. Miss Open knows how to get her score up. And I don't want to drop too many gems. I just want to give you all some basis, some basic knowledge of credit, because eventually, once I get farther along into my Money Mondays, I'm going to be selling these gems. These gems are not going to be free. So if you're not tapped in with Opinionated News Station or Traffic Jammer, you might want to tap in, get some of this free knowledge while it's free. Because once Miss Open gets monetized, Miss Open is going to start charging for her knowledge. But always remember, maintain 30% or less of any credit card that you use. Now, secured credit cards versus unsecured credit cards. Let's talk about those. An unsecured credit card typically requires a deposit, where, hey, they say, hey, we're going to offer you a $300 credit limit. Because normally when you have unsecured cards are normally for people whose credit is struggling. So they say, hey, we're going to give you a $300 credit limit. But we have to make this $150 refundable deposit. So what they're basically telling you is, hey, we're going to give you $300, but we're going to take that $150 off. So now you really only have $150. But once you put that $150 on there, now you have the full $300. But don't think that you can use $300. Remember, you can only use 30%. So that's basically like you can only use $90 a month to maintain. But if you use that $300, you have to make sure that you put the minimum of 30% back. Well, not 30% back. You have to put the minimum of 60%, 60 to 70% back, so it does not affect your credit. So with any credit card, make sure that you're staying up under your 30%. Now, a secured credit card is normally for those whose credit is okay or above, and they'll offer you a limit. No deposits are required, but once again, they want you to maintain your credit score. Maintain the credit score. Maintain the credit. Pay on time. It's imperative with everything to pay on time. If you're not able to pay on time, please reach out to your loan service. Please reach out to your credit card company. Make some type of arrangement. Most likely, even if you do make those arrangements, your late is going to affect your credit score. And that's not what we want to happen. So it's imperative. If you can't pay the 300 or 400 you use that month, pay the minimum balance regardless. Pay that minimum. When you get some extra cash, put it on there. That's very important. Now, as far as not familiar with home loans, but I do know, like I told you, you have to have a 620 or better in order to get a home loan. Now, sometimes depending on your credit, like when my mom brought her home, during closing, she received cash back. Not sure how or why, but when she purchased her home and she closed off, they gave her a check back. So let me rephrase this. I'm assuming her credit worthiness was worthy enough, and the amount of the home that she was purchasing, they was able to subtract everything from that, and they gave her the remaining of her closing. Not sure what her number was, but I did go with my mom when she did close on her home years ago, probably 15, 20 years ago, a long time ago, but I was there. Now, like I told you about the car loans, when you go out here and you're trying to finance a car, please go do your research, because you'll go to a dealer and they say, hey, yes, we have this car for $8,000, 16.9 APR. Well, the other, but that it might be 16.9, but if your credit is not good enough, that APR for you may be 24. That APR, if you have good credit, that APR for you might only be 5. You might only have a 5% interest. So it's all based on your credit. So for my community, if you're not into credit, get into it. Do not believe the myths. Do not believe the hype on, oh, credit will mess you up. Credit will save your life. Credit has saved my life several times. And I can't wait to refix my credit so I can look for better financial freedom. Like, I'm not struggling bad where I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I want credit. I want my daughter to be able to, when she turns 18, get her some credit. We're gonna pay it correctly and establish good credit. She'll be able to survive through college with that credit. We don't realize as a people, like, we always look at the other races. Oh, they're thriving. They're doing this. They're normally thriving off of credit. They established credit when they were younger. They got that score up to 700, 800, and now they can get anything they want. It's not always about your job. It's not always about how much money you make at your job. If your credit is good, you can get almost anything. Now, you have to have income. You can't just go in there trying to get a credit card, a home loan. You got to have some type of income. But at the end of the day, if you have good, solid credit and your report is showing that, hey, they paid this loan, they're paying this credit card on time. If your credit worthiness is showing worthiness, you'll be able to walk in any room and get anything. And I know firsthand. I've walked in plenty places and they're looking at me like, I know this ghetto girl ain't coming in here. And I'm like, swipe, check, my credit good. Yes, ghetto girl was able to get her credit from the rocks. Like I told you, I established credit at 18. I messed it up. I refixed it at 25. I messed it up. Fixed it back at around 27. About 29. Messed it up again, but I got it back up there around 35. But I'm back down. So you don't let credit discourage you. It can go up and down, just like life. Up, down. It all depends on what you do with your credit. And I appreciate it. I see I have one person here, or it was two, but one coming in. And I appreciate you all just tapping in, listening a little bit, trying to learn something. But I just want to do a little promotion real quick. You're here at Opinionated News. I'm Miss Open. Come in. We're always open. Sunday through Friday. You'll find me here anytime between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Today is Monday. I'm going to try to get my Mondays out a little earlier. So that is why I am here today at 5 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. And I do appreciate any and everyone that has tapped in or will continue to tap in, watch this replay as I drop a few gems. Now, in the meantime, I'm just going to play my credit worthiness song so you all can hear exactly. And I wrote this song and that you can hear exactly how credit should work. So give me just one moment. I'm going to play this song and I'll get right back with you in 3 minutes.
As you spend it all, never looked ahead. Maxed out my card, living in the red. But then I learned a secret I can't ignore. Credit's more than just a number, it's your financial score. Credit where it's due, gotta build it right. Pay on time, keep your balance light. From car loans to a new home view, they're checking your score before they say I do. So credit where it's due. Yeah, it's all on you. 30% is how much you should use. Don't close old accounts or you might lose. Mix it up, some cards, a loan or two. Long history helps your numbers shine through. Hard inquiries, don't go wild. Too many hits and your score gets riled. But steady as you go, watch your credit rise. You'll be mortgage ready with dollar signs in your eyes. Credit where it's due, gotta build it right. Pay on time, keep your balance light. From job checks to a rent review, it follows you around like a credit tattoo. So credit where it's due. Yeah, it's all on you. It's your financial phase in the world today. So treat it with care and don't delay. Credit where it's due, your money IQ. The future looks bright when your credit shines through.
Now, thank you for listening to that real quick. I just want to let you all know, like when in the song it said something about a credit mix. In meaning a mix of credit is saying, hey, I'm going to get a car loan, I'm going to have my house loan, and I'm going to get a credit card. That's a mix of credit where when creditors do look at your report, when you're trying to apply for a new line of credit, they see, hey, she can maintain different types of loans, different types of credit cards. And most likely, if your credit score is good, you're going to be in the approval process as opposed to the pre-approval. Remember, it's a difference between pre-approval and approval, and they both affect your score differently. Pre-approvals do not. They're soft inquiries. They will not affect your score. But in hard inquiry will, meaning once you apply and they're checking your report, that's in hard inquiry. And that's what's going to lead you to either being approved or not approved. And remember, if you're not approved, do not go apply for another loan, another credit card, nothing else, because most likely if you were not approved by one lender, you're most likely not going to be approved by the next lender. It's very important. Now, my plan wasn't to be here long. I really just want to do 25, 30 minutes, tell you all a little about credit, because as y'all know, I don't come this early. But for me, with Money Monday, I feel like I wish I can do it early in the mornings and have everybody fresh and money on your brain. But I am a mother. I have to get my daughter to school and I have to work. I have things to do. So this is the earliest time that I can come and just give you all a couple of gems. Like I said, I'm just going to be dropping a few gems here and there. Now, last week on Monday, we did talk about stocks. Well, no, we didn't talk about stocks. We talked about crypto. I had my co-host Mike D up here with me. And so for the next few weeks, we're going to be going between stocks, crypto, and credit. And so if you're interested in trying to have financial freedom, fix your credit, stop here into Opinionated News as I'm dropping gems every Monday that will help you and lead you. I'm going to make a course for the crypto for those that are interested and don't understand how you can work the cryptos and the stocks, I am going to make a course. And once I get monetized in the next coming month, that course will be of charge. It will no longer be free gems getting dropped on Money Monday. There will be classes that will have to be paid for, courses where we're going to come. I'm going to set up a Zoom and we're going to get in there and we're going to work on our credit. Now, and one thing about me, I am a trustworthy individual. I am a smart individual. Don't let the ghetto fool you. Don't let the ghetto fool you. I have lots of gems. I have lots of knowledge. Even in, like, you're probably saying, hey, Miss Open, you just said you had bad credit. Why would I listen to you? Because Miss Open has had good credit. Miss Open has had bad credit, but Miss Open has had good credit again. Miss Open got her credit score up in 7 months from a 493 to a 688. So that's why you would want to talk to Miss Open and get these gems. So for those of you that are wanting, this is something that you want. If you're desiring financial freedom, you're desiring generational wealth for your family, you're going to want to tap in here on Mondays to get the gems about how to fix that credit, about how to get enrolled in some stocks, how to get into some crypto, and know when to sell, when to buy. We're just going to drop all the gems. I'm going to continue to come out here for the next probably 3 weeks and drop these gems free because Ms. Open is on a trajectory and she's going to get monetized soon. And when she gets monetized, all the freebies are gone. So you want to tap in here at Opinionated News. Like I said, I wasn't planning on being here long. I got to fix dinner for the kid. I got stuff to do, but I hope by me just dropping these few gems, remember it's a difference between pre-approval and approval. Remember it's a difference between an unsecured credit card, which you will need a deposit for, and a secured credit card, which if your credit is okay already, you won't need a deposit for. Remember, you want to pay everything on time, either on the date or before. Some of these credit cards will give you a 10-day grace period, and paying in the grace period won't affect your credit, but you still want to pay on time. So they're saying, hey, every date, if it was due on the 17th, she paid on the 16th, 17th, credit worthiness. Because they are going to say, hey, if you go past that grace period, they're going to report and you're going to get a negative or derogatory remark on your credit report. You do not want any of those. When I say Miss Open no, because right now I have a bunch of derogatory remarks because life hit me hard. But Miss Open is going to dispute some things. I have the knowledge on how to dispute your loans, how to dispute those credit cards. When those creditors are calling your phone and you have not paid, do not say it is you. When someone calls and say, hi, I'm calling from Jackson Collection, you do not want to say, hey, yes, I'm Miss Open. No, you do not want to say yes, that you are you. Because then when it's time to dispute these loans or these credit cards, they're going to have the proof that you said this was you. And so now this is your line of credit, and it's basically nothing we can do. But over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to, like next week, I'll probably show you all a little slight way on how to dispute some of that credit that you may have, that you know. Like, first, let me give you an example. I had a credit card with Credit One. I'm trying to make sure it's not Capital One. I believe it was with Credit One. Well, I had to rent a car for about 5 months, 2 years ago. I had to rent a car broke down, didn't know what to do. And I was still tied into my auto loan. So I needed a car immediately. So I ran, and I had a credit card. I had a few credit cards at this time, but I ran to Hertz to rent a car. I rented that car from October 17th until February 17th. Well, this particular credit card, as a matter of fact, that was not Credit One. That was my Navy Federal credit card, matter of fact. Well, this particular credit card, on the day that it happened to be a Saturday, February 17th, I returned my car. Well, my credit card, that's the billing cycle. My credit card would be in the billing cycle period from the 17th to the 21st. So when I returned that car, I was double charged. Because if you know anything about Hertz, they just put holds on your credit card. They don't settle anything out until you return the car. Well, my hold got trapped in my billing cycle. So my hold, I believe the hold was $683 or so for that week. I was double charged because that hold was trapped in this billing cycle. So when the 21st came, and now they're saying, hey, even though I knew I was supposed to have about $300 or $400 left, because that particular card was $1,000 limit. Now, by me putting that $600 and something on there, of course, I went over my 30%. But I knew if I turned the car in, settle the fees, because I was always paying them with my debit card. I would just let them hold the fees on the credit card, because you need a major credit card to rent. I would let them hold the fees. But when I went in each week to pay, I would pay with my debit card. With that particular Saturday, I dropped, first of all, they had them closed. I returned the car. Everything got stuck. So when I called Navy Federal that Monday or Tuesday, hey, my credit card's wrong, no one was understanding what I was telling. They was like, we don't see the you're not going to see a hold. They didn't see the hold. All they saw was what happened the month before. But luckily I was smart. I had made my spreadsheet. Accounting is one of my degrees. So I made my spreadsheets and showing all my dates. And I'm still in the disputing process, but I was able to dispute. So now I'm just waiting on my clarity. But most likely I should be cleared from that portion of that credit card. Now I know I do owe you all $600 and something, but they're telling me I owe them $1,400. Which they're adding that $600 twice. And that's not how it's supposed to go. So I disputed. I'm currently waiting on my dispute, but most likely once that dispute comes through, that inquiry should fall off of my credit report. So if you have anything out there that needs to be paid, that the creditors are calling you about, do not let the creditor know it's you if you're planning on disputing. And like I said, we'll get into disputing, maybe not next week. Next week, we're going to talk more about stocks and crypto. And the next week, we'll talk more about credit, about how you can dispute these loans, these credit cards, anything that may be on your credit that you know should not be on your credit. So stay tapped in here at Opinionated News as I continue to drop gems about any type of finances. I'm telling you, I can help you get to financial freedom. But I appreciate those that stopped in, dropped by, those that will come by and watch my replay. Come tap in with Miss Open on Monday. Next Monday, I'm probably going to do the same time. I'm going to try to be here at 5 o'clock for you so I can get the money portion out. Any other of my segments, you will find me here from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. So if you're on the West Coast or Central, remember Standard Eastern Time. You can find Miss Open here. But I do appreciate you all for stopping in, dropping by, or staying. Remember to hit the like button. Also, subscribe. You can become a traffic jammer today. Yes, here at Opinionated News Station, if you hit the subscribe button, you are a traffic jammer. But I do thank you. Share out this live. Get Miss Open back in the algorithm. I thank everyone, and you all have a blessed day. Thank you so much.
As you spend it all, never looked ahead. Maxed out my card, living in the red. But then I learned a secret I can't ignore. Credit's more than just a number, it's your financial score. Credit where it's due, gotta build it right. Pay on time, keep your balance light. From car loans to a new home view, they're checking your score before they say I do. So credit where it's due. Yeah, it's all on you. 30% is your numbers shine through. Hard inquiries don't go wild. Too many hits and your score gets riled. But steady as you go, watch your credit rise. You'll be mortgage ready with dollar signs in your eyes. Credit where it's due, gotta build it right. Pay on time, keep your balance light. From job checks to a rent review, it follows you around like a credit tattoo. So credit where it's due. Yeah, it's all on you. It's your financial phase in the world today. So treat it with care and don't delay. Credit where it's due, your money IQ. The future looks bright when your credit shines through. Breaking through the static, no filter, no brakes. Opinionated news, yeah, we're raising the stakes. Truth on the move, no slowing us down. We're jamming the traffic, taking over the town. You hit that button, now you're in the ride. No detours here, we're shifting the tide. Like it, share it, spread the fire. Subscribe today, take the movement higher. No stop signs, no red lights. We're jamming the traffic, turn up the mic. Headlines roll, but we cut through the spin. Loud and clear, let the real talk begin. Thanks to you, we're breaking the mold. Opinionated news, fearless and bold. You hit that button, now you're in the ride. No detours here, we're shifting the tide. Like it, share it, spread the fire. Subscribe today, take the movement higher. No stop signs, no red lights. We're jamming the traffic, turn up the mic. No backing down, no slowing the pace. We flood the streets with truth and grace. Every click, every view, every voice, every stand. Together we rise hand in hand. So here's to you, the fearless, the proud. Opinionated news, we're speaking loud. Jamming the traffic, breaking the chain. Like, share, subscribe, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Turn up the mic. Headlines roll, but we cut through the spin. Loud and clear, let the real talk begin. Thanks to you, we're breaking the mold. Opinionated news, fearless the mic. No backing down, no slowing the pace. Slowing the pace, slowing the pace. We flood the streets with truth and grace. Truth and grace. Every click, every view, every voice, every stand. Together we rise hand in hand. So here's to you, the fearless, the proud. Opinionated news, we're speaking loud. Jamming the traffic, breaking the chain. Like, share, subscribe, let's do it again.